Right, now people can actually hear me. It would have helped if my microphone was on in the first place. Oh, rookie error, rookie error. Okay, so what I will do is I will redo that and try and explain. Hey, Proclaim. Hey, I did a bit of a... Can you hear me all right in there? I did a complete rookie error and forgot to turn my mic on. Oh, man. Can you hear me? Is that all right? Yeah. If you can let me know if you can hear me, that would be awesome, because I might just be talking to myself. Hey, Nick. How's it going? Sounds good? Okay, I'll do my little introduction again because I completely stuffed it up and forgot to put my microphone on. Oh, dear. Okay, I'll start again. Right. Right, let's try that again, shall we? Okay, hey guys, welcome to the Phoenix Studios live show. This is the first episode I'm doing. I'm hoping that everything works okay. I'm sure there's probably going to be some technical difficulties at some stage during this thing, but we'll see how we go. So to give you an idea of what I'm going to be doing. So basically, my name's Greg. I'm a designer and illustrator. I've been doing design and illustration now for about 10 to 15 years on and off. I do a lot of web design, mostly for clients, but I'm trying to kind of like push my illustration a bit more and start doing more illustration for client work. And I guess in some ways, the reason for doing this kind of little show is I've been really inspired by Signal Noise, James, of course. I've been massively inspired by his broadcast. I've also been inspired by other streamers like Proclaim, who's in the chat right now, Hybrid BK and North of Rapture. I've been inspired by all you guys to actually start and actually do a stream. So I really appreciate the fact that you guys started one, and it's kind of really inspired me to do this. And I mean, in terms of the purpose of this stream, really, I suppose I wanted to try and build like a little community of designers and people who are kind of really sort of into music and, cartoons, anime, things like that, things that I've always been really into. So I really want to try and build a little community and get you guys involved in what I'm doing, because I'm also trying to find my creative voice. So I'm trying to kind of like build my personal work and make my personal work into what I'm doing day to day for clients, rather than web design and stuff, which is kind of what I do at the moment. So that I want to kind of let you guys into my little process and what I'm doing and creating kind of my stuff. So that's kind of like a short little intro, I suppose. It's going to be funny in the VOD. It's going to come up twice, and there'll just be a whole section that's going to be like nothing, just me talking without any sound. So that's going to be fun. Okie dokie. So without further ado, I'm going to do a little intro now. So there's like a little intro video that I prepared. It's not as good as Blood and Chrome's intro for Signal Noise. It's nothing like it because I'm not great at After Effects, so I do my best. But yeah, it's me playing guitar and it's a little intro. See what you think. Okay, and we're back, and I have no idea what I'm doing because I'm actually watching a delayed version of myself, which I didn't realise. Okay, so we're back. So that's kind of like a little intro I put together, and hopefully I'll be able to get a bit better at After Effects sometime soon. What does Nick say? Nick says, oh, he wants to see it again. You want to see it again, man? Okay, right. No worries. I'll play it again then. No worries. All right, Nick. That one was just for you. Just this time, okay? Nice one. Okie dokie. So we'll get started then. So I'll quickly pop over to this little slide, which I keep popping up, keep showing this little slide. So basically, this is the kind of stuff that I am doing kind of day to day. I'm doing a lot of web design. I've done a little bit of illustration commercially, but I'm doing predominantly sort of web design. And, you know, I've really enjoyed working with the clients that I'm working with. I really enjoy it. But at the same time, I feel like, you know, I want to push myself and actually start doing something that's a bit more me. And if I'm honest, this is kind of the kind of stuff that I've been doing in my own personal time, trying to kind of like do this design meets rock and roll kind of vibe. Some of it inspired by James with all the vibrant colors and stuff, but trying to be a bit more kind of rocky in the process, a bit more heavy metal, I guess you could say. So this is something. These are a few of the pieces that I've been kind of working on here and there in my own personal time. And the way in which I want to try and get this little show into kind of little sections. So I thought, why don't I make it like a festival almost? You know, you go to a festival, you want to see all your favorite bands. So these are kind of like, if this was a festival, then these would be the bands you'd be seeing or whatever. That's kind of my little idea behind this. So we've got the headliner, which is generally kind of like the main part of the show, where I'll be doing a piece of art or something. We've got Flash, which is kind of like a little news segment, so just showing little announcements, little bits of news. And the other two, I'm going to kind of keep quiet for now and probably not talk about them, although Raw is coming up very soon. But I won't talk about what the other two are yet, and we'll kind of like work it out. So first up, Flash. Okay. So yeah, this is kind of like my little news segment. So the first little bit of news. I'm trying to schedule around you guys. Obviously, I'm trying to schedule around Proclaim, James, of course, who's in the chat. Nice to see you, James. So I'm trying to schedule around you guys. So at the moment, I'm doing Tuesday and Friday, 6 p.m. GMT. It may very well change because I don't know what happens with work. It may be 7 p.m. But I'm going to try and stick to that, and hopefully that'll be all good. I set up a little Discord of my own, just because I find like I'm really into heavy metal, and there's no heavy metal channel in the Signal Noise Discord, so I had to kind of set up my own. So I really want to get people chatting about heavy metal, and I'll just paste the link into the chat now. So if you guys want to join or whatever and chat about heavy metal and design, that would be really cool. So there you go. So that's a little link in the channel. Okay. I'm going to try and do... I'm really inspired by album covers and album art in general. I always find myself kind of like just looking around to get inspired by some things. And I always find myself going back to kind of like album art. And, you know, there's just so many incredible artists out there who've created so many amazing album covers. That's really... It's something I aspire to do professionally, but it's also something that's really kind of like... just inspires me all the time. Whenever I go down to like a local music shop and I just like look at all these vinyl covers, I'm just like, wow, you know. So I want to do a little segment every sort of show or every week where I'm talking about different album cover art sort of pieces and, you know, the artists behind them really. So I thought, what better way to start than to start with one of the most iconic bands and one of the most iconic album covers I think ever, and that is of course Iron Maiden, Power Slave. For me, not only is this an incredible album, but it's also, I mean, I don't know if you guys know the artist Derek Riggs. Be sure to kind of look him up and check out his stuff. It is mind blowing. You know, the kind of stuff he's doing. You know, I mean, it's just like, oh, what's that, Proclaim? Oh, you think Twitch has crashed? Okay. All right. Seems to be working for me. Okay. Well, it seems to be working. It seems to be all right for me. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's yours as well, James. Awesome. Yeah. I mean, the album itself is freaking incredible, but the artwork for me is just so iconic. It's just like this incredible Egyptian pyramid with Eddie as the center. You know, it's just awesome. So yeah. So for me, this is definitely the album of the week for me, and hopefully one day I'll make something like that. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's the first album of the week, I guess, and hopefully there'll be a lot more in the next few weeks. Rightio. Okay. So what I want to do now is get into our first little band in inverted commas. Oh, didn't want to see that. Okay. So the first segment I would say is Raw. And what do I mean by raw? Well, basically, sometimes I tend to create a lot of versions of things in my work. So, like, I'm starting off a certain way, and then I'll end up somewhere completely different. So, what I wanted to do really was to kind of have a look back at some of my files, like older files, and how I got to a certain place. And so, the piece we're going to kind of be looking at is like this little sort of set of stickers that I made a couple of years ago. Oh, cheers, Proclaim. I mean, you are the expert in album cover design, man. Like, honestly, I look at your Instagram feed and it's just so cool to see all the albums you've created. Proclaim like designs albums and is a wizard. So I really appreciate that, Proclaim. If you can give me some pointers. Anyway, so yeah. So this is like the first little sticker I made a couple of years ago. I made these little stickers, and I kind of hand them out sometimes as little promotional items. So I kind of want to delve into this, how I kind of created these little stickers. So if we just switch over to my little camera. Hey guys. Okay. So this is one of the earlier files. This is probably the first file I found. And it's just such a really rough kind of thumbnail sketch of this kind of like flame type thing. I mean, I wasn't even quite sure what on earth I was doing, really, to be honest with you. I have like my little bit of inspiration on the left, a little bit of inspiration here and there. Probably taken from Pinterest or something like that. I'm not quite sure where I found these things, posters and stuff. So yeah, this is kind of like how it started, and it kind of progressed quite quickly, and yeah, that's kind of it actually. That Seeker is quite right. It was like there was a guitar plaque was kind of like the initial inspiration, and then I actually was like, I want it kind of on fire, and you're totally right about Super Saiyan, because yes, I was actually a massive Dragon Ball fan back in the day. Back in the 90s. I still kind of am a little bit. Yeah, I guess that might be the inspiration for it. Yeah, so and that kind of progressed kind of really quickly into this little version. And this is just in Illustrator. This was me kind of like, I think I must have traced my original inking. I tried to trace it, and I found it actually really hard to vector the piece. It was actually really tricky to kind of vector at the time. Now I probably would not have vectored it because it was such a pain to kind of get all the little details right. So that was probably my first little Illustrator file. And what I'll do now, because I'm a little bit ill-prepared, is I will open the final file, because this may take some time. because there's a lot of vectors in there. Or it may go very quick. I might be lucky. Who knows? We will see. So that actually opened. Oh, spinning beach ball of death. Ooh. Oh, here we go. I can make a bit of art right now while that's loading. Hey, there we go. My word. Okay, so yeah, so this was all in vector, and I think I just put it on outline mode. Oh my word, what a mess. I don't know why I did it this way, but I guess I was trying to challenge myself. I think I would have done it in Photoshop nowadays. I probably wouldn't have even done it in vector. But yeah, I did it in vector. Tried to get all this kind of like rough, kind of like grainy kind of look to it, like flame grainy kind of texture. And I got there, but it definitely could have been done in Photoshop. I had a lot of fun making it though, to be fair. It was quite a lot of fun to actually make it and get it done. So that's kind of the final file. And I sent that off. I don't know who I sent it off to. I think I must have sent it to Sticker Robot or someone like that to make. Oh, I can't remember which company it was. But yeah, anyway. So, to cut a long story short in some ways, here we go. So this is actually what came out in the end, and I got them to actually cut it out, which they must have taken ages to cut out, I guess. I don't know how this works. I was just happy to receive it, and it looked pretty damn good, to be fair. So these are like the little stickers that I give away sometimes. And actually, Proclaim, you gifted me a Signal Noise subscription. So if you send me your home address or whatever, I'm not going to come and stalk you. But you send me your home address, and I'll send you one of these for free. No worries. Okay, right, so I'm going to put myself back down to the little small camera now. And what I'm going to do is I think I will go straight into our headliner for today. This should be fun. Let me see if I've got my files loaded correctly, because that's going to be really fun if I haven't. Okay, right. Bear with me. Oh, somebody's now following. I can't see who it is. Somebody's following. I'm not sure who it was, but thank you very much for following. I see my alerts are actually working. This is all good. Okay, so the headliner for today. Let me switch back my camera. Huzzah. Okay, there we go. So this is kind of a little sketch of something I've been working on sort of in my spare time. And I've been trying to... Oh, cheers, that Seeker. That's awesome. Thank you for following. I really appreciate it. And yes, my alerts are working, so I'm really happy about that. That's awesome. So yeah, to get back to this. So this is like a little kind of project I'm doing at the moment as a little side project. And it's... What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make these little... I don't know what you would call them, kind of like what you would associate with a brand. So it's kind of like, oh, you see an image and you think, oh yeah, that's Nike, or that's, I don't know, that's this artist or that artist, and you kind of relate that to that particular artist, if you know what I mean. I'm not sure, I can't think of any artist off the top of my head, but they kind of make like little illustrations and you think, oh yeah, that's such and such an artist. So I'm trying to kind of make these little illustrations at the moment. And let me see if I can load up a file, because I wasn't actually going to show, because I've actually finished 2 of those already, and I wasn't actually going to show anyone any of them yet. But seeing as James is in the channel, I think I will show one. I'll show this one, because this is one I made the other day. So this one is one that's actually finished. And it's kind of got a bit of a Rolling Stones vibe about it, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to work out what I'm doing, because I'm still evolving. My creative voice is still evolving. I don't actually know what I'm doing a lot of the time. But yeah, so like these big red flaming hot lips, I guess is what I'm trying to do, and trying to make it a bit like the Rolling Stones. So he's kind of like holding a little plaque in his mouth. He's got vampire teeth. I don't know. It's just a bit of fun. Oh, come on, James, you can't quit. Come on. You're far better at this than I am. I'm just doing what I can. I appreciate it though, man. I appreciate it. So yeah, so this is kind of like this little project that I'm working on, and so that was like the sketch. That's the original sketch, which is like really, really blurry. And today we're actually going to be working on this little one. And I started it. I started this last night. Like on my iPad, I was just kind of like I was trying to get a bit further. I was hoping to get like the whole thing inked before I started this, and yeah, I completely misjudged my time because like there's no way I could get it all inked. So I'm gonna ink it and maybe try and start the colouring. So this was kind of where I got to last night. I was trying to kind of like get out all this inked, but I didn't manage. So anyway, oh, you're still using CatGIF. Proclaim you're still using cat gifs. Oh man. I've got some other stuff as well kind of lined up. I've actually got a few little surprises a little bit later on in this little show I'm hoping to do. But for now, I'll actually try and get on and do a little bit more on this, because this is what I'm meant to be doing today. Who knows? We'll see how far we get anyway. So hopefully my Cintiq is actually working correctly. That's always a bonus. So what really interests me is how people actually get things done, actually, because my process might be really, really strange to some people and might not kind of be necessarily the right way. It's just kind of like the way I know how to do things. And inking stuff, I mean, I usually start with kind of like a blue pencil, and I just try and get the rough kind of version going. So if I go into my layers, you'll kind of see. There we go. So that was kind of my little rough pencil sketch, and then I went to a blue pencil last night on the iPad, and now I'm trying to just ink the thing, which might take a bit longer than I'd hoped, but we will see. Let's see. Yeah. I have a real bugbear with inking. It can frustrate me sometimes, because I find it hard. Actually, on the iPad, it's actually really easy to get quite a smooth line, but on Photoshop for some reason you just can't get a smoother line. So maybe I should have plugged my iPad in, because maybe that would have been a little bit better. I'll have to do that next. So yeah, so this, in case you hadn't already guessed, it's like a little phoenix. It's kind of like a little phoenix kind of mascot, I suppose. And I might very well try and tidy this up a little bit later. Yeah, so I mean, it's just sometimes lines are really smooth in Photoshop, but sometimes they're just like, eh? What is that? That just doesn't look like anything. Sometimes, like, I don't know, maybe my brushes aren't set up correctly. But I bought an iPad Pro a couple of months ago, and man, it's just so good. The line, it's like the most natural stylus I think I've ever used, and that's kind of saying something, considering. Because I always thought that Wacom were like the best company for styluses, like for pressure sensitivity and stuff. But from what I can tell, it just doesn't. I don't know. It must be. I've got my brushes set up. I don't know. But we'll see how this goes. Okay. Make a new layer. The only thing I would say about iPad Pro, I mean, certainly the iPad Pro I'm using is that you're very limited on layers. So for example, I'm using Adobe Sketch, and yeah, I mean, like you say, James, Illustrator is pretty damn good. I haven't found a way of really getting my process to the point where I'm doing my line work in Illustrator. Yeah, I tend to just like use a mouse in Illustrator. I can't really use a tablet or anything like that. I find it quite tricky, but yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. I think I just need to play with it. But yeah, the only limitation I would say on the iPad at the moment is like you've only got like about 20 layers in Adobe Sketch, and I really hope that Adobe do something about it. Because, I mean, I could use Procreate as another app on the iPad, because I find myself getting to about 10 layers and then, oh, actually, I've not got many layers left and I have to start merging things together to be able to kind of carry on. It's kind of cool in a way because it does restrict you, because you think, oh, you know, I can't be a perfectionist about this. I have to actually like limit what I'm doing. So yeah, right, not so bad. Could be worse. Yeah. Yeah, so I tend to do lines and then I kind of erase the lines to make them sharper, which is probably not the right way to do them. It's just kind of like my little process I've started doing over the years. And yeah, I don't know. I guess there is no right or wrong way in terms of process. I suppose that's kind of just what people do. Proclaim saying that Procreate has got a PSD import export. Yeah, that's the thing. On Sketch, you can export PSD, but you cannot import, which is a right pain in the bum. It's a real pain because you're kind of like a bit stuck in that system. And I mean, I suppose maybe Adobe don't want to make it too much like Photoshop, because everybody will just start using that. You know, it's smooth like a newborn panda. That's an awesome analogy, man. That's an awesome analogy. I love it. Right. I'm gonna try not. I'll try to make sure they don't say anything. That's Seeker. Yeah, I'll try. I'll try and make sure they don't hear. Yeah. That's just my opinion, but yeah. How's everybody been doing today? Anyway, has everybody had a busy day, or have you been kind of like, I don't know? Have you been sort of like taking it easy, or has it been like work all day? Let's see if I can get my curves around here. Half decent. Nope, that looks crap. Okay. I think next time I might, if I'm doing inking, I might actually plug in my iPad. So much quicker. I don't know why it's so much. Okay. It's not bad. Not, oh, it could be worse. Okay. All right. Okay, well that's not looking too bad. I'm probably going to cheat in about a little bit. I'm going to try and cheat and actually like just mirror it and maybe just like erase some of it, just so I can get a bit further, a little bit. Lines not too bad. It could be better. Could be better. It could be a bit more heavy metal. Okay. I would really like to be able to have some sort of music in the background, but I know that Twitch mutes music, which is a bit of a pain. But at the same time, I'm going to try and get my intermission, my little intermission video, which is a little bit further on. I have actually got like some music, but it's music I've taken from gigs, and I actually did a little tester in on a different account, and they didn't mute it. So I'm hoping that's gonna be okay. But we'll see how it goes a bit later, eh? Oh man, this curve is killing me. Try again. Yeah, you see, it just doesn't match up, man. Like, I'm so used to that iPad now that doing that kind of curve, that would have been so much easier on the iPad. Anyway, I'm going to sound like an Apple representative or something now. I keep talking about bloody iPads. Okay, I'm going to stop talking about iPads and start talking about something. So anyway, actually, seeing as James is in here, James, are you actually going to go and see Iron Maiden then, round your wedding? Because I think we talked about it previously on the Discord. It'd be cool actually if you're going to go and see Maiden. I don't know if you'd be going to like the London gig or something. I'm going to the London gig. I'm pretty sure it's in August. Did the Shazam trick work? Oh yeah, man! Thanks for that tip, Proclaim. Yeah, it did work. I tried it before I even tried streaming, and it had no idea. It had absolutely no idea what those songs were that I was playing. But anyway, it could all go to pot very soon. We'll see. James isn't going to go and see Maiden. Boo. Sorry, man. Well, maybe I'll live stream from there or something. I don't know. Try and stream it on something. Oh, this curve is a nightmare. Jeez. Nope, that's not going to. Okay, for now. Let's go back on this one. Yeah, I really wanted to be doing colouring on this stream, but oh well, it is what it is. Yeah. Oh, you saw Priest? I've not. You know what, man? I've seen Priest at a festival, but I haven't actually seen him in person. Yeah. How was he? Was he good? I'm assuming he was good. I mean, he's pretty much always good, Rob Halford. I mean, you just can't. There's just certain bands that you just can't fault. I mean, Maiden being one of them. Priest is another one. You know, they're just too good. They're just legends, absolute legends. Let's see. Can I get this curve right? I hope I can. That'll probably have to do for now. I can always tidy it up. Oh man, yeah. Oh. Halford is a freaking god, isn't he? Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Don't get me started, man. I'll start welling up. Talking about heavy metal. I'm just going to start welling up massively. Yeah. So, are you guys going to go and see any other gigs at the moment? You guys seeing anyone in particular? I'm seeing Maiden, but I don't know if I'm seeing. Who else am I seeing this year? I'm going to try and go to a festival in Europe called Grasspop, and I think Maiden playing that as well. But there's all kinds of people playing that one. Yeah, so we're going to try and go to Grasspop. It just looks like an absolutely crazy lineup, an amazing festival, which I haven't been to yet. So I'm hoping that'll be cool. Okay, it's not so bad. Not so bad. Section here. I'm gonna see. Oh man, that curve. Jeez. That's gonna need some work. Seriously need some work. Yeah. Okay. Let's try that one. Down a bit, maybe. Let's try that. By the way, James, how are you finding the Cintiq? Because I was using it. I think I was using it a year or so before you started using one, and it's good and stuff. Yeah, I'm just not used to it anymore. I haven't used it for a while, which kind of shows because I'm actually struggling to do this line work right now. Oh well, What's that, Proclaim? Oh, you were standing right in front of the stage when Dave fell off. Oh, the Foo Fighters. Oh, you were right there. Oh man, yeah, I remember that moment. Oh, dude. Yeah, poor old Dave. He seems like such a cool guy, though, man. Like, I would love to meet Dave Grohl. I haven't met Dave Grohl. He just seems like a really down-to-earth, genuine guy, and he doesn't. There's not that whole kind of like rock star bravado thing. You know, he doesn't have that. He just seems like a just really cool, down-to-earth guy. So I really would like to meet him one day. It's like on my bucket list of people to meet, definitely. Right. Oh, you're loving the Cintiq then? Oh, yeah. See, that's how I would. See, I started using it, and I loved it when I started because so much better than a tablet. And now I feel a bit spoilt because I've got this iPad Pro and it's just, I can't explain it. It's just, because you can hold it in your hands, you don't have to like, I don't know, you don't have to be chained to a desk. You can kind of just like sit anywhere, sit on the couch and just like draw. It's just like, oh, it's so cool. Anyways. Oh, then he came back and he played the entire show. Yeah, I know, man. Oh, what a legend. Again, another legend. Okay. That area. Okay, well, that sucks. Alright. That'll possibly do. I might just mirror that and see how it's looking. Yes. Yeah, it is brought to you by Apple. TM. I wish they would sponsor me, because then it would be quite cool if they did sponsor me. I don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately. But we'll see how we go. You never know. These things might happen. Okay, so have I selected everything there? I have. Oh, good. I actually group that. Let's group that and let's move it across. This is my rough little inking. Flip horizontal. How's it look? Probably crap. No, it's not too bad. It could be worse. Okay, probably needs a bit of tidying up at the top. This is my lazy way of doing this. I have to redraw that flame on the left side. That's not cool. No. Okay. You know what, man? You know what, Proclaim? That is actually a perfect analogy. James is definitely the Dave Grohl of the design community. I would 100% agree. Because, I don't know, I just find, James, I really find your content just so accessible. And I think, you may not remember, but I think we have met a couple of times, and you've always been kind of like quite motivating, and, I really appreciate it, It's awesome. It's great that you've set up this little sort of community for your broadcast, and everybody's kind of really on board with it and really enjoying it. I'm loving it. Yeah. Right. Flames. I do actually have like a metal voice that I use now. I kind of do impressions, so that actually might become a little part of this little show. I do little weird little voices and stuff. Yeah, so metal, heavy metal. That's kind of like my weird metal voice. But then I do really high pitched voices as well. So yeah. I'm just talking crap, man. I'm just talking stuff. Anyway, we'll see. I should do costumes. Oh, there's a really good idea. Do you know what? That's a really good idea, because I've had a few house parties. Kind of like used to have like a little flat. I used to have like little parties where our kiss makeup. Yeah, we used to have our friends come around, and we used to have like themes for parties. I might share some of these in the Discord, or I might share them somewhere anyway. And it's kind of like one of the themes was 80s rock star party, and so we all had like blow up guitars. I had like hair coming out here. I looked like, I don't know, some nutter from the 80s, proper hair metal 80s nut. And so yeah, I'll have to put the pictures up or something somewhere. That'd be quite funny. Yeah, so yeah, man, I'm definitely up for dressing up and stuff. I have got some costumes and stuff somewhere lying around. So yeah, it's a great idea. Like Steel Panther. Well, yeah, Steel Panther, freaking awesome, obviously. I can't remember what costumes they were, but it was kind of like, yeah, I had like, I think I had zebra pants on, red zebra pants, a big massive kind of wig, and a blow up guitar, and that was my outfit. And then one of our mates came as Slash, and he actually looked like Slash. It was quite funny. Yeah, I'll have to dig out the photos and share them with you guys. Hilarious. Okay. Right. This is like the roughest inking I think I have ever done. But I realise like time is Time is a critical factor. A Nathan Explosion impression. I'm sorry, James. I actually don't know who you're talking. Nathan Explosion? Is that a Canadian thing? I don't know, man. I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, it's obviously something that I don't know about because even that seeker knows what he's talking about. Oh, actually, you know what? While I'm doing this, I might try and entertain you guys a bit. So, since you guys are here, you know, I'm going to put this on here. So, as far as I'm concerned, you guys are all rock stars. You know, thank you very much for hanging out in the chat and rock on. You guys are all rock stars. So, there's one of my little gifts. There you go. Just keep you guys entertained. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Nick, I saw that you mentioned something about Mesa Boogie. You said you had a Mesa Boogie amp. Is that right? Because that is a Mesa Boogie in the background. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've had it for years, but to be honest with you, the tubes are buggered. I need to replace the tubes, and it's kind of just been sitting there gathering dust. I really don't play. That's actually another purpose of this little show. Is I actually want to start playing guitar a bit more. So it will give me. I've been playing guitar on and off for years, but it will give me an excuse to actually start practicing and doing it because my guitars just sit there in the background and like, oh, they're nice to look at. And, you know, yeah, it'd be great to play, and I do play a little bit now and again, but I don't take it very seriously. It's more of a hobby. So I would really like to get my guitar stuff back on track and actually like doing a bit more guitar. That would be really awesome. Okie dokie. How's that looking? Could be a lot better, to be fair. I might go back over this when we're done. I might actually start doing a bit better job on the inking. But for now, this will do. Yeah. You know, happy little lines, like Bob Ross says. Happy little lines. Or is it happy little trees? No, it's happy little trees, isn't it? I'll say happy little lines. Happy little lines. Yeah, man. I think the costume idea. I think you're definitely onto something with the costume idea. I think that would be quite hilarious. I'd turn up one day and I look like Gene Simmons or something from Kiss with like proper makeup and everything. That would be freaking awesome. It'd be really funny. Yeah, I really don't take myself very seriously. I'm usually kind of like the first person to make a stupid joke about something. So yeah, I definitely am up for costumes, wigs, the full shebang, platform heels, everything. Right. Yeah, man, a Kiss costume and a Kiss cover on guitar. Yeah, we're there. I will plan it in and I will try and work out when I can do it and when I can get myself a costume. Completely wrong. Oh, well, for now we'll just screw the rules. Rock and roll is not about the rules. Just screw the rules. The flow. There's a song in there somewhere. Go with the flow. Queens of the Stone Age. It's funny. I'm not. I don't know. Do you guys like Queens of the Stone Age? I don't know if any of you guys like their stuff. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't know. Their most recent album, I actually liked a few of the tracks off of it, which is really strange because I actually hate Queens of the Stone Age, apart from like about 2 songs. You know, I like Go With The Flow. Go With The Flow is like an awesome track. Yeah, exactly, that Seeker. Frontman, though, yeah, he is, from what I can tell, I don't know if it's the media. I don't know if, I don't like to, because I know the media can sometimes blow things out of proportion and say, oh, you know, he's a real idiot and all the rest of it. But, you know, the whole thing with the photographer recently where he was kicking the photographer, it's just not cool, is it? And it's right there, it's in black and white or whatever, on video, and you can see he kicks a photographer and stuff. And I'm just like, oh, God, man, why would you do that? You know, fair enough if it's an accident or something, but it kind of didn't look like an accident, you know? But yeah, I mean, I love Go with the Flow. I love Feet Don't Feet. I think Feet Don't Fail Me Now, which is the new one. That's really been in my head. Um, that's really been in my head a lot, and I've been playing it almost on repeat most days, which is really strange because for a band that I'm not really into, that's kind of a bit weird. And what's funny is one of my friends, she's like a massive Queens of the Stone Age fan. She's like massive fan, and she doesn't like the new album. She's like, no, I really don't like it. I really hate it. And I'm like, that's strange. Maybe that shows you that, like, one person can hate something, one person can like something, and yeah, kind of interesting. Songs for the Deaf. Is that the one? Is that the one with a kind of weird trident thing, James? I think that's the one you're talking about. I think that's the one with No One Knows and a few other tracks on there as well. I think possibly. I'm not too familiar with the album. I think that's the one that no one knows is on. Um, yeah, this is looking very very. We'll see. Yeah, the red cover. Yeah, yeah. It is. To be fair, there you go. That is a really iconic cover. So I'll give them that. Like, I may not like the music, but that cover is really cool. And I know that cover mostly because my friend has that T-shirt and wears it quite often. All right, Proclaim, no worries. Thanks very much for tuning in, man. I really appreciate it. You rock. You really do. Thanks so much. And like I say, send me your address and I'll send you a sticker because you very kindly gave me a sub to James's broadcast, which I'm really I couldn't believe you did that, to be honest. So thank you so much. Cheers, man. Right, this last curve. What's the time now? It's 7 o'clock. Started a bit late. So I wonder, my schedule might be completely off. This line is doing my head in. This line is a bugger. Right. Yeah, I really would like to smarten up my process on my line work because my line work does tend to be a little bit rough sometimes, and I sometimes have to go back in there and redo my lines. Uh, I noticed actually, James, you tend to do sketches and stuff, but you don't necessarily kind of do kind of like comic line work. You do kind of shapes and stuff, which is like a really interesting process. Um, yeah, it's funny. I do like doing line work. I do find it a bit of a pain sometimes, but sometimes I just like doing line work. I don't know. Self-flagellating, maybe, like punishing myself doing line work. Hmm. Right. Okay. Let's see. I might do one and then mirror it. Right. Okay. Yeah, man, you ain't kidding. Mine's not refined. I wish. I mean, there's some. I just look at comic book artwork sometimes, like Jack Kirby and all the amazing kind of comic book guys. And I'm just like, how on earth do they do? I just don't know how they do it because I can't. I find it sometimes really hard just to get a really solid line, like a really good line. I find it really hard sometimes not to make it look so rough. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's just technique, experience, all those kinds of things, practice, all that stuff. I mean, I think on future streams I might try and prepare my line work in advance because it can be very rough when it starts. Uh, I might try and just get my lines to be a bit better because this is pretty damn rough. Uh, Yeah, and in fact, actually, if I just switch over to my one that I've done previously, there weren't as many lines on this, so it was actually kind of a lot easier to actually do, and I could spend more time on the actual texture and the and the kind of texture side of things and the coloring, which I find myself I do coloring reasonably well, but line work I tend to need a little bit more practice on. Hmm. Right. What are you saying? Let's see. Ah, yeah, they sidestepped the whole issue of being Caius. Yeah. You see, what's really funny about that is, I did not know they were originally called Caius. Because again, same friend, I'll mention the same friend again, uh, had a Caius t shirt on. And I did not realise that was actually the same band. And only recently did I actually realise, oh, actually, that's the same band. They just changed they changed their name or something? Or was it the band and then Josh Home kind of like came in? Is that what happened? Did he join afterwards? I have no idea. No idea at all if that's what happened. But, nope. Maybe next time I will do a little warm up. If I'm going to do line work, I'll warm up a bit. Do some lines. Something I might do. Oh, no way. They started selling a design. Oh, wow, really? I didn't know that, James. That's cool. Oh, I think I do remember that, actually. I think kind of an older piece that said Caius. Yeah, I think I do remember that on your portfolio at some stage. Um, yeah, that's cool, man. So was it like? Oh, so it wasn't official. It wasn't official. There's me thinking you're working with like Caius. Okay, that's cool though. Like you kind of do your own thing. See, I don't do a lot of kind of. Maybe I should start doing this where I start doing more art influenced by bands. This is what I'm wondering. Like, but the problem with that is there's like 1,000 Eddies out there, Iron Maiden Eddies that everybody's kind of like drawn before. So I feel like, well, am I just adding to that pile of designs that people have put out there? So I'm kind of I'm a bit torn as to whether I should be doing like artwork that looks like a band could have made it. I don't know. Maybe something worth exploring in the future. I don't know. We'll have to see how we go. This line is pretty shoddy. This is a real punk rock kind of process here. The lines are so rough. Oh man. Right. Rough line. Yeah. They stole it from you. Ah, that's seriously not cool, man. That is not cool. So did they like? They actually put it. Did they actually use it for merchandise or something, or did they just put it on their Twitter or something? I can't believe how it does frustrate me how people can just steal things and like claim it as their own. Pardon my. Oh, I swore there. First time I swore. Pardon my language. I'm gonna try not to swear during this thing. It does happen sometimes. The white script type and orange sun cactus design is mine. Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that one. I do remember it. Oh, you're kidding! They sold the oh, jeez, man. I can't believe they sold the shirts. That sucks. That oh, grinds my gears. Grinds my gears. As Peter Griffin would say, it grinds my gears, definitely. That's not cool, man. Sorry to hear that. That sucks. Oh well, you know what they say, karma and all the rest of it. Karma. This curve is a bugger. I don't know why I draw such stupidly intricate flames. Like I said, punishing myself. I think a lot of the time. Okay. One go in. Dumb stoners. Oh man. Yeah. Any of you guys ever kind of like met kind of like a band or something like you've always kind of aspired to meet? Have you guys ever met like an artist or a band or something? I've met a couple, but it's funny. It's always been a bit strange. It's always a bit strange meeting people in person. I find like meeting people who are really famous in person. I always find it like a bit surreal, like you're dreaming or something. Yeah, I don't know. Like I met recently. I met Mark Tremonti from Alter Bridge, who used to be in another band. I've forgotten the name of them now. I've forgotten the name of the other band. Oh well. Yeah. Anyway, so I met him recently, and it was kind of a meet and greet for the band. So it's like, you know, it's one of those things. No audio. Thank you, Nick. Glad I saw that. Basically, what I was trying to say is that I'm actually streaming this off my phone data because my broadband here is really crappy, and I'm not going to have fiber for another couple of weeks. So I'm hoping, like, once that's installed, it'll all be good and it'll be really smooth and really easy to do. So anyway, let me go back to this very quickly. I'm assuming it's all right now because OBS is saying everything's good. So that's cool. At least it kind of resumed. Okay, so where were we up to on this? I might actually break away from this, maybe, and do a different segment potentially. How long? Well, it's 7 o'clock now. So I'm actually going to have like a little intermission now. Can you guys hear me okay and stuff? Is it all working okay? Give me a shout in the chat if this is still working. I'm hoping it's going to be all right. All clear, Nick. Cheers, Nick. Okay. I'm going to have a little break now, but hopefully this won't get muted, but we'll soon see. We'll soon see if this actually gets muted. So enjoy a little bit of rock and roll from a few different gigs I've been to. So let's hope this works. Thanks, Nick. Oh, God. As I was saying, cheers, James. Rock on. Thanks very much for joining, and I really appreciate being here. I really need to like get back into like working out. Like, I need to put the microphone on. I think it's something I actually need to like practice or something. It's just so like I'm just so not used to like having a microphone and turning it on and stuff. I was not used to it at all. So yeah, that's something I obviously need to get the hang of because I didn't do any kind of trial run of this or anything. Really, I just tested my tech and that's about it. Really. Okie dokie. Yeah. No, like I say, James, thanks very much for turning up. Awesome. Cheers, man. Okay, so I'm going to get back to doing this for a little while longer, and then I've got a couple more segments planned. There are a few more different alerts, depending on what you do. But obviously, I think obviously there needs to be like different types of alerts for different things. So I've actually got those in there, but they haven't popped up yet. Maybe they'll pop up at some stage later. Who knows? We'll see. Otherwise, I can actually just trigger them as GIFs as well, so that's cool. Yeah. Right. I would really like to try and finish at least the line work on this today. Have it in some sort of state, and I may even take this back to my iPad and actually try and finish it up there. Right. Let's see. So Nick, actually, I'm not quite. Nick, are you a designer? I think you are, aren't you? I'm not sure. We haven't. I think we spoke maybe a couple of times on Signal Noises Discord, but I don't think we've chatted that much recently. Pretty sure you're a designer. I'm not sure. Let me know if you are, because I know that Seeker's a UX designer. I know that. Right. iOS developer and musician. Ooh, what do you play, man? What kind of instrument do you play? All the things. Okay. Yeah, I know. That's begrudging UX design. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's the same as me, man. It's like doing web design and development by day and doing this by night. Or trying my best to do this anyway, whatever way you want to call it. So yeah. Right. Yeah. So I'm trying to just get these lines finished, and then we can move on to kind of a different section. There's a little bit up here. How's things going for you guys? Are you enjoying the stream so far? I really would appreciate kind of any kind of feedback in the Discord. It'd be really cool after this if you can kind of let me know. Oh, you should be doing this or whatever, because this is all really massively new for me, and the fact that I'm not even turning my microphone on when I'm talking is really silly, and I need to kind of work on that a bit. Guitar mostly, but also other strings things. Oh, cool, man. What, do you play like a harp or something, or what do you play? Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like guitar has been my main thing. I do have a keyboard, and I can play some keys, but I'm really not. Oh, cheers, that Seeker. Pretty slick considering it's your first stream. Okay, well, that's cool. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I think it's just the microphone thing, and I'm looking forward to getting proper broadband where I am, because I'm streaming off my phone and it's like a constant worry that it's going to conk out any minute. So I am looking forward to getting some proper broadband in here. I'm also looking forward to actually getting a bit more prepared, because I really wanted this line work to be all done and dusted last night, and for me to actually start colouring this today. Because I know I can suck a bit at line work, and I know I take a little bit longer. So I appreciate it, man. Thanks. Oop, that's not the best curve. A mandolin and a banjo. That's pretty damn awesome. Wow. Never played a mandolin or a banjo, I don't think. Yeah, I've never played either. But props to you for doing that, because I think all instruments have their own challenges, and it's just like I found when I first picked up. Well, it's like anything. When you first pick it up, you've got absolutely no idea what you're doing, and it kind of takes a bit of time, and then you kind of get used to it. Yeah, definitely. Whoops, it sucks. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wish I knew. I mean, I can play guitar, but I'm not. I'm not the best or anything. But maybe, maybe in future, I would like to learn some other instruments. Like, I would love to be able to sing and play piano or something like that, as well as guitar, obviously. But yeah, I would love to learn how to actually play a piano. I have got no idea. I have a keyboard which I can make weird synthy effects on, but that's kind of about it, really. You know, I can't really compose as such. That's another thing as well. Like, I tried back in the day to kind of mix my own song. Like, I tried to write like a little EP and tried to mix it together, and dear, it didn't sound great. If I'm honest with you, like the mixing and engineering side of things, it's like a completely different universe. It's just like, how on earth? It's kind of like a craft in itself, separate from the kind of like composing side of things. I have no idea how these people record stuff and make it sound so good and master it and stuff. I played piano for 8 years. Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. Sometimes you you kind of you start playing an instrument and then you kind of like let it go and you forget about it and it kind of just sits there. Or you don't have time because of other things like work and family and stuff. Yeah, no, I totally understand that when you haven't touched it. Would you be interested in touching it again? Like trying it again? Touching it again, that sounds slightly dodgy. Would you be interested in kind of like starting up again, or you just don't have the time, man? Don't know. Most developers, designers I know are also musicians. Oh, nice, man. That's cool. Are you gonna try and like form a band or something, or are you in a band, or? Right. That's pretty damn rough. One day maybe. Okay. Oh shit, man. Pardon me for swearing. Sorry to hear you broke your hand. That sucks. That does suck. I broke my elbow. That's something that happened to me when I was like 18, 17. I was like trying to learn guitar and stuff, and I actually ended up breaking my elbow, which is fine. Touch wood is okay now. But yeah, I know what you mean. It can be hard sometimes, and there's like a numbness. Um, yeah, sorry to hear that. Yeah. I mean, I find that when you've got like an injury of some description, it does sometimes come back and feel like I have sometimes a bit of pain in my elbow a little bit or whatever, and that can be a bit crappy, obviously, when you're trying to design stuff. And it was my right hand as well, of all things. Like, I broke my elbow, it was my right hand, my right arm even. So I was, it's obviously I'm right-handed, and that does not help things. Uh, Especially when you're a kid trying to do school and also trying to learn guitar and trying to do art. Yeah. Anyway, got through it. Still going, still rocking, still trying my best. So this is all cool. We're getting through the inking. We're getting there. It's nearly 7:30. So I actually might stop the inking very soon and just try and do a couple of more segments. Doesn't bother you too much. Yeah, that's kind of how it is with me. It's like it's there. It's kind of annoying, but it doesn't. It doesn't bother me too. Yeah. I'm assuming you're right-handed, by the way. I'm assuming like it was the hand that you're or left-handed, whichever hand is your main hand that you use to do stuff with it. Or was it the other one by any chance? Uh, blues piano. There's something cool, man. Like blues is pretty awesome. Don't listen to a lot of blues if I'm honest with you. I try to. I do have quite a diverse taste, but I don't listen to as much blues as I probably should do. Okay, that's kind of getting there. Could be better. It is what it is. Yeah, okay, not super cool. Was your dominant hand? Yeah. Well, man, at least it doesn't bother you too much. That's the main thing. You can still use it. Okay, this freaking sucks. Why do I draw such silly curves? I then can't draw properly. I don't know. There we go. Yeah. It's always the thing. It's like you kind of aspire. You aspire to kind of like certain artists or designers or something like. Oh, I want to make stuff that's like that. And then you try and do it, and it ends up looking nothing like it. And you're trying to kind of like emulate someone or kind of do something, and it's just like yeah. I think it just takes time and yeah, it takes time to work out what it is you want to do. This is not the best. Right. Yeah. What do you listen to at Seeker? If you don't listen to blues, what kind of stuff do you listen to? I mean, for me, it's like obviously rock and metal, massive part of my music day to day. I can't. I kind of find it quite hard not to listen to it nowadays. It is. It's like kind of like one of your five a day. It's like a staple of my diet, of my musical diet. If there's such a thing as that. um. Yeah. So. Oh, that curve is really annoying me. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I really need to improve my line work. Or I need to stop doing lines altogether, one or the other. But certainly on the iPad, definitely. Try and stop going about that. Drum and bass, synthwave, and hip hop. Okay. Yeah, drum and bass. What kind of drum and bass do you like? Let's see, put out some names and see if I know any of them. I know a little bit of drum and bass, but I'm not a massive aficionado of drum and bass. Indie rock. Okay. Like Radiohead or something like that, or I don't know, Franz Ferdinand, is that indie rock nowadays? I don't know. Oasis, I suppose. A bit of Eurobeat as well. Eurobeat. That is something I have no idea what that is. Is that like dancey stuff from the 90s or something? Euro dance? I don't know. Who knows? Um, yeah. Okie dokie. Curve. More crazy curves. That should be maybe that's like a challenge. Like maybe I do like a challenge of some sorts and like give people crazy curves to draw with a pen tool or whatever they want to. Not with Illustrator because that would be cheating. It's kind of using the pen tool and crazy curves. A new challenge of the day. I really need to stop drawing such crazy. Very dark and heavy. Dark and heavy. That sounds like my kind of jam. Not necessarily the dark bit, but definitely the heavy bit. Yeah. Are you talking about Eurobeat being dark and heavy? Are you talking about... Oh, drum and bass. Okay, maybe. Yeah, all those bands you've put up there, I have no idea. Well, I know the Midnight, but the other bands, that secret, I've got no idea. I've not heard of any of them. You'll have to send me some of them, man, because like I'm all about listening to new things and trying to get into new stuff. Because sometimes that's the best way to get into like new music is to just get recommendations off people. I find because I mean you can use Spotify and you can use the whatever it's called, the audio called I can't even remember what it's called now. The thing where it gives you like recommendations or whatever. You can use that, but I always find now I'm asking for it. Okay, I'm gonna get like spam messages of drum and bass or something. That's fine. That's all cool, man. That's all cool. I like to try new things. I like to see new things. Yeah. No. Is that anywhere near finished? I don't know. Those lines are so rough. But maybe we'll just leave it as it is. And I mean, these straight ones I will probably do later. So I'll quickly turn off the blue lines for now. It's looking super rough. Serious work. Oh, there was a little piece I missed. Of course, there would be like one little awkward curve that I missed. Let's see that. Right. That'll do. A real punk rock way of making something, which is totally not anywhere near. But anyway. So yeah, generally, I mean, I need to fix up those lines because they're really rough. But after that, I tend to kind of go in with an airbrush or something and just start playing around with. Let's see if I can pick out an. Oh, cheers for popping them on the Discord. Thanks very much, man. Let's see. Try and find the right brush now with a pressure sensitive thing. Let's increase that a bit. Ooh, right. Is this right? Is this some pressure sensitivity? It does. That's always a bonus. Right, let me find my little color palette on my library. I do have like... There we go. So this is kind of like... I really need to set this up properly, but this is kind of like the colors I generally use in my stuff. It does vary sometimes. Sometimes, like for this piece, which I haven't released yet, I do kind of try a few different colors. So this one I used green. So yeah. But I tend to try and at least put a pink in there or a yellow or something if I can. So I'm just going to quickly like do a little bit of coloring because I was planning on doing some coloring during this stream, but I didn't have the chance to finish the inking as quickly as I'd hoped. Is that behind? Yes, it is. So I could do this. I could do this with like a vector shape or something, but I do like to kind of airbrush a lot of things. I don't know. I just like to airbrush. I can't explain it. So yeah. Have I heard of animals as leaders? I have not, Nick. I have not heard that one at all. What kind is that indie rock or is that like some sort of synth band or something? Right. And I tend to kind of just do flat colors. I tend to just start with flat colors. And on this, I probably, because I'm in Photoshop, I could have literally just traced around it and done a vector. But I'm literally just, for the sake of being quite quick, I'm just going to kind of go in and erase it manually, which is really not the best way. And the thing is, on Adobe Sketch on the iPad, you have no way of creating vectors. So you have to kind of like hand paint everything and then erase it. So that's kind of the process I'm used to now. So this is actually a normal kind of process for me, which is silly, but there we go. Instrumental metal. Oh, that sounds cool. Instrumental metal. So I'm assuming there's no vocals or anything, and it's just like people putting in a lot of heavy metal stuff, but no vocals. A bit like, is it a bit like, I don't know if you know the song Orion by Metallica? It's like a real kind of like instrumental, but metal, I suppose you could say. Is it a bit like that? Yes, other tablet devices are available. That is true. You can buy your Android or your Kindle or whatever. Although I don't think you could probably put Adobe Sketch on a Kindle. Can you imagine? Black and white. It'd be like going back in the day to some sort of, I don't know, old school Mac or something. Mathy and Shreddy. Ooh, sounds pretty hardcore, man. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. You'll have to shoot me some links in the Discord or whatever. Oh, I see. You sent me one now. I'll check it out later, man. Because I'll check it out later. But yeah, I'm definitely into sharing music and you guys sharing music with me because I'm always looking for something new to do. But anyway, trying to get back on track with this. I mean, yeah, these little illustrations I'm doing, I just want to try and build some sort of brand illustrations. I don't know. Trying to get people saying like, oh yeah, that's such and such, which is actually a really hard thing to do because yeah, it's quite hard to make something kind of iconic from a design perspective and art perspective because there's so much out there. Like, how do you make it look memorable and iconic? It's just quite challenging and quite tricky to do. And this by no means is this is by no means iconic yet. That's for sure. Needs a lot more work. But hey, it's a fun little project, and I try and challenge myself with these little projects that I do. If you go on my Behance or whatever, I will put the Behance link in the chat. Let me see if I can type. So yeah, if you look on there, so I tend to do like a lot of little personal projects at the moment, and this is one of them. And I'm hoping to do more. They can be a bit time consuming though. Sometimes you just want to kind of get. Well, I don't know. It's probably, like I say, Nick, it's probably not the right method to do it. And usually I would actually get the shape tool. I would get the pen tool, and I would go around and actually start, just drawing a shape and stuff. That's what I would do usually, and that's what I used to do. But because on Adobe Sketch, you can't. This is Photoshop, obviously, but on Adobe Sketch, on a tablet, I'm actually kind of used to doing this way now because you can't. There is no paint bucket tool. There's no. What's it called? There's no like path tool or whatever, so you can't create shapes in Adobe Sketch. So this is actually the method I've been using for the last couple of months. I haven't actually touched Photoshop. It's funny actually. I haven't touched Photoshop and done a piece of art in Photoshop for must be at least 2 to 3 months. It must be. No wonder I'm a bit rusty. Yeah, I haven't actually done one in Photoshop because I've only had my laptop. I haven't had like an iMac or anything like that to work on. So I've kind of been on the go with my iPad and a laptop, and the tablet has kind of helped me to kind of just do my art on that and not do it on Photoshop. maybe next time I'll plug the iPad in, tablet in. I'm going to try and say tablet instead of iPad because I sound like an Apple fanboy, which I am. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a very different process to how I'd usually make something in Photoshop. So yeah, you can't use all the tools that you used to, unfortunately. And so I'm trying to kind of stick with that and try and, I guess, limit myself in some ways. Yeah. I mean, this isn't ideal by any means. I mean, I think next time I'll be a bit better prepared. I think I spent too long preparing the tech side of things and making sure everything was working and preparing my slides and all the rest of it. And then when it came to the actual like making the thing, that's the main thing. I think I kind of didn't plan far enough ahead. Something you've got to learn from, and I think I will definitely take a lot of learnings from this stream, 100%. And the main one being turn my microphone on when I'm talking. Oh man, can't believe I did that. Now when I have the VOD, it's just gonna be like me talking with like no audio. Oh dear. This is super rough. Well, hopefully by the next little show, I'll have a much more kind of a better version of this. I'm hoping I will probably rework it a bit and hopefully have a little better version. Right. Okay. Oop, not very good. So yeah, as I was saying, tend to do flats first and kind of just start adding some texture. I find as well sometimes you start using flat colors on something and then you kind of it starts to evolve a bit and you end up changing the colors kind of a lot. That happens to me a lot sometimes. I'll start with a color. Yeah, I could use a magic wand. I could use a magic wand or a selection or something like that. But I'm being cruel to myself. I'm kind of using a punk rock kind of attitude, trying to just do it in a punk rock kind of way. Next time I'll be much better prepared and you won't have to see me erasing stuff. Which is really silly. Okay, the one thing I will do, and this is something again missing from Adobe Sketch. I would love it if Adobe would actually smarten up Sketch a little bit. Like you can't like, I would love to just be able to kind of create a color layer, a color group in Adobe Sketch and just like literally mask it like that. Because now I can do that. It's going to be easier for me to kind of paint inside and stuff. Yeah. So maybe we'll do right. It's 7:45. So maybe I will pause it there for now. And no, actually, you know what? I'll carry on for a little bit longer. Maybe do. Let's try that color. What was that? Yeah, that's pretty crap. I'll try and do some shading, or maybe a highlight. No, that's the same color. One thing I suggested to James, you could try doing a recording of the process. Well, that's funny that you should say that, Laxika. That's actually one of my sections, which I'm going to be doing very shortly. So I actually have like a recorded version of the process of something, and you may have seen it before. So yeah, I have no idea if these colours will even work. I probably won't. Yeah, I tend to airbrush a lot of my recent pieces. I'm not quite sure why I'm doing a lot of airbrushing at the moment, but yeah, I tend to airbrush a lot. Let's see. But yeah, good suggestion, man. Like, that is definitely something I'm quite keen to do. Sucks. Okay, let me see if I can colour pick. Other than that. Yeah, this might be one fine hot mess. Pardon the pun. Yeah, this is definitely a hot mess. you know what? It's not working. So we'll pause this there. I will have a good look at this. I'll have a good look at kind of what I'm doing in the actual main part of the stream. That needs some serious work. Okay. Right, so what I'll do is I'll get to the next section then. Let's see if this works as I intended it to work, because it may all go wrong very quickly. Okay, right. So this next little section, so we've done our little headliner now, albeit it could be a bit better. It could be a lot smoother, which is something I'm going to have to work on. And you know, this is the first one, so I'm not surprised, to be honest with you. So the next little section I'm calling the blast, which is like, I've kind of wanted to do this for a while, but was trying to work out the best way to do it. So yeah, if you bear with me a second, 2 seconds. Right. Hopefully this will work. Like I say, this is something I've tested, but I do not know if it will work right or anything. Let's see if it works. Okay. So if we turn this off now, right. So there's me. There's my guitar. I have no idea if the audio will work. It may come out an absolutely crazy mess of guitar noise, so I really do apologize if it doesn't come out cool. But we're gonna see if this works. If it works, awesome. So what I'll do is I'll try and do a little test now. I'm just going to turn the microphone off because I don't want feedback. So I'll just give it a little test, and we'll see if this works. Was there a lot of feedback? See, this is the thing. Yeah, this is the thing. I've been testing this, and I'm not sure if it actually works right yet. High levels. Okay, let me try and pull the level down. I'm gonna see. Is it like really distorted, or is it reasonable? Because I really would like to get this working properly. Something I need to test a bit more, I guess. Guitar is clear, but there is a lot of feedback. Okay, all right then. Okay, let me turn the mic off again. Okay, still feedback then. Okay. I'm trying to think why that might be. Because when I tested it earlier, yeah, there was a bit, but it wasn't too crazy. Could be my guitar connection or something. I don't know. This is something I need to kind of work out. But yeah, very strange. Okay, I'll give it one more go. Let me just pull this up and see. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Still feedback, isn't there? I don't know why. That's really weird. Okay. Okay. Sounds like the feedback you get when something isn't grounded. It could be because of the way I'm setting this up. This is like a really weird setup because I'm doing... My guitar is going into my MacBook Air. Sorry, another Apple advert. But it's going... Oh, yeah, so my guitar is like going into my laptop. And that's going into my iMac. And it's like... I've had all kinds of weird kind of problems with it, like since I tried to do it, because I don't want to try and run it all off the same thing. So that's kind of a shame, because I can't play guitar. But I'm hoping by the next little show that I'll be able to actually get it working. The perils of like starting a show and not having everything worked out. I thought I had everything worked out, but hey. But anyway, never mind. What we'll do is I will remove the camera and I will just play you guys the little little time-lapse video. What I was going to try and do is I was going to try and sort of like have me playing guitar and have this little thing going on the left. Play acoustic. Yeah, no, unfortunately, well, yeah. We'll save it for another time. Yeah, I wanted kind of like the video to kind of like be a process video on the left and then me playing guitar on the right. That's actually what I wanted to try and do. But it is what it is. I couldn't get that to work. So, yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it? Yeah, so I mean, yeah, that's another good thing with Adobe Sketch is that you can create these little time-lapse videos, which it's a bit trickier in Photoshop to actually get these time-lapse videos to work. I find you have to kind of like record the screen and then it records the zooming in and the zooming out and all the rest of it, which can be a bit of a pain. But yeah, I'm hoping that by the next show I'll find a way of putting in some guitar in there, a bit of a guitar sort of thing. Maybe you know what, maybe next time I'll just get guitar and just plug it straight into my iMac and hopefully that'll work and it won't take up too much processor. So yeah, maybe next time I'll do that. Anyway, so yeah, so this is like a little process video generated in Adobe Sketch and I really love the fact that you can kind of do like a little time-lapse process video. It's so much easier to do. And yeah. So, right. Yeah, I think I set this to about 3 minutes long. But yeah, I think it'll depend on what I'm playing, I guess. I was just going to kind of improvise and just do a bit of improv guitar. But yeah, sadly the feedback's too much. But next time I'll be definitely better prepared. And in terms of this piece, I don't really do many landscapes, but yeah, this was quite a lot of fun trying to do a landscape for the first time. I learned quite a lot from it, and yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how many more landscapes I will do. Beatbox, he says, yeah, right. Yeah, right. I feel like I've gone back to the 90s now. I'll just throw in like a little rap there. There you go. There's a little rap or something. Brilliant. Okay. So yeah, yeah. Now this took a few days to complete, and generally the thing that really kind of annoyed me the most was the sun at the end. I couldn't get it white looking right, but it was kind of almost there. There we go. So that's the final thing. Now it turns off. So yeah, so despite my best attempts to get my guitar working right, couldn't get it right. So yeah, so that's the blast. That's kind of a little section I'm working on now where it shows the time-lapse process of a piece that I've done previously. And then I'm going to try and play some guitar along with it. I'm hoping that next time it'll work. I might try and do requests at some point as well. So like if there's like your favourite tune or something that you wanna see, you know, if you've got a tune you want me to play, I could probably play it. Maybe I'll do some sort of voting system or something like that. I don't know. We'll soon see how it goes. Anyway, so yeah, so that's a little bit of a bugger. But hey, at least we gave it a try, guys. We gave it a try. Beatboxing is repeating boots and cats. I don't know what you mean, man. Boots and cats. Yeah, I guess it is. Okay. All right. Well, it's coming up to 5 to 8. So what I will do is, would you guys like to see the intro again? I might play the intro again for a bit of a laugh because the guitar didn't work. I might just play that again anyway. See, this is what I don't understand because I recorded that guitar using the same method. So I thought, right, I'll just plug my guitar in, but maybe like the microphone is like causing feedback or something. So that could potentially be why it's not working correctly. I guess I don't know. The miracles of technology. The miracles of technology. Alrighty, well, I'm going to just play this little intro again, and then I'll probably just wrap up just after that. Okay, there was the little intro. Yeah, so like I say, that works. I don't know why I can't play guitar now, but there we go, we'll work it out. So kind of just wrapping up is our last little section, which will be Encore, which is what I'm going to try and do this as a Q&A sort of thing. So I'm going to try and do a bit of Q&A and maybe just, I had a few ideas for this. Maybe just like asking for sort of feedback on stuff and just trying to work out what this section might be. There is one thing actually that I would like to do, and that is to throw up a link in the chat. Basically, I have like a free downloads section with like wallpapers and things. And I thought it might be cool if anyone's interested in any of the stuff I've made previously, they can download it. So I've got like a few wallpapers on there. I might make some more. I'm not too sure yet, but I might actually make some more. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I think I've got 3 or 4. Oh wow, I've actually got 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Wow, I didn't even realise I had that many. It's been a while since I looked at that section. So yeah, so feel free to download whatever you want in there, guys. I mean, there's mobile, and I think there's just like general desktop wallpapers in there as well. And yeah, I think so. Yeah, thanks very much, guys. Not the most perfect of starts, I guess. There's still some tech issues to sort out, but could be worse. So yeah, I think I'm going to do the next one. I'm going to do next Tuesday, and I'm going to try and do every Tuesday and Friday is what I'm going to try and do, 6 p.m. That might very well change because of work and stuff like that. So yes, that's what I'm going to try and do. Need to see all your lettering process, man. Oh, dude. Yeah, I mean, maybe I have time to load the ginormous file. Okay, hold on. Bear with me a second. This is a real encore now because I was actually just going to end it right there. But I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll load up my absolutely humongous file of type, which will probably crash my machine. Yeah, let me just ditch the guitar. I've still got the guitar on me, so throw that out the window. Throw that over there. Okay. So, okay, that's opening. So this is my ginormous file. I'm just going to quickly show you my ginormous file because I think I showed you a screenshot of it in Discord. And yeah, it's ginormous. It's so big. But what I'll do maybe is I'll show you kind of like a process. Maybe another time I'll show you a process thing where I kind of actually like show you how I make it bit by bit. And I think the process it's probably quite similar to James's process, how he made his originally. But yeah, this is the big ass file which I really need to clean up because there's so much stuff in here and it's all made out of lines. So there you go. There's all the little lines. Yeah, I need to sort it out. But yeah, I really enjoy making type. Even though it does take a bit of time, it's actually really fun to do. I really enjoy it. Okay, so I will probably end it right there. So thanks very much for tuning in, guys. Like I say, it didn't go perfect, but hey, it's a bit of a punk rock show, so we'll see how it goes next time. Thanks very much for tuning in. Cheers.